Hey everyone, welcome back to Toasty TCG. Today's video, I have my second place warrior deck profile. I played this at a monthly GOAT tournament at my local game store. There was 4 rounds. My only loss was to it was actually the XYZ machine deck. It was really cool. Just like a lot of recruiters that Warriors kind of just like has a hard time with, and like Jinzo that Warriors also has a hard time with. Yeah, round 1 I played against I believe it was like just like a standard like chaos like control type deck, or it might have been Warriors also. I remember like game 1 they duoed me. They discarded a monster, I discarded a monster, summoned BLS, and then game 2 I charitied, set up the BLS. So they're just very quick match. But I think they're playing some form of like a chaos, like either a chaos deck or a warrior deck. Then round 2 is when I played against like the light machine deck. Round 3 I played definitely played against a warrior mirror match. And then round 4 I played against Reasoning Gate. And then after the 4 rounds I made second place. So to get right into the profile, let's just get like the obvious good stuff out of the way. BLS, Breaker, 2 Nox, Snatch, Steal, Heavy, Pot, Charity, Duo, Ring, Mirror Force. And then I want to save like the actual monsters for last, because there's like some neat card choices in this. I played 2 Dust Tornadoes. I wanted another draw card alongside like Pot and Charity. This one's not, of course, not like even remotely as strong, but I did play 1 Jar of Greed, 1 Torrential. I played 3 Mismatch Rarity Armors, 3 Judgments, 2 Rhoda, 1 Prima. I didn't play Call of the Haunted because like I just couldn't find the space for it when I was building this list. And I was deciding like, do I either want a card that can lose to Delinquent Duo, or do I want a card that can lose to like Heavy Storm, MST, Dust Tornadoes, just like everything. So I decided I'd play Prima over the Call. The armors were good. Torrential, of course, was good. I just wanted to play as many like disruptive cards as possible. So like normally if I play Saku in the main deck, it's like 1, 2, 3rd in the side. With this list, I just wanted to max that out. I wanted to play 3rd Dust Tornado, but again, it's just like one of those things I couldn't find space for. Because like these type of cards are just like GOAT formats equivalent to like hand traps in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, where it was like you kind of just like want to max out on them as much as possible, because like board presence is just super important to like older formats. So it's just like if I play more of these, it's like playing hand traps in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, and I feel like that that kind of philosophy worked out very well for me. Onto the monsters. Played 3 Blade Knight, and exiled a Don Zalug. I played a Zombira for the mirror match, a Mystic Swordsman, a Grandmaster, a Warrior Lady, and now these last 6 cards are something that I came up with because in my previous Warrior lists, one of the issues I came across was you have a lot of light warriors, but there's only like, you have Zombira, you have Don Zalug. There's just like, of course, like there's just not enough like dark. So I decided to run this like little dark package of 3 Mystic Tomato, 2 Spirit Reaper, and a Sangan, and it was really, really good all day. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like 1 Tomato, 1 Giant Rat, 1 Shining Angel. The reason being is like Shining Angel into Warrior Lady Giant Rat into Exiled Force and Mystic Tomato into like everything else. But ultimately I decided I want to have more darks so I can set my BLS and make sure like that way it's not a brick. That was like the issue that I've had with Warrior is that like way too often Blackluster was just like a brick for the deck, but it was still something that you wanted to play. So adding just like 6 more dark monsters made it way more consistent. There was never a time where like I top deck BLS, I'm like, oh, this card sucks right now, I can't summon it. Not even a single time, just because like this package was fantastic. Definitely I would run that again. And then onto the side deck. So first is a single Kaiku and a single Wanghu. The reason for this, I know like a lot of people like to run like multiples if they're playing these. My like theory on this was that GOAT is a slow enough format that you will just see these cards. If you open them, sure, that's fine. But otherwise, like, you can just draw into them at any point, and they'll be a high impact card if they stick. I didn't want to see multiples. I think I saw like Kaiku like once or twice and it was fine. I don't think I ever saw Wanghu. It just didn't even matter. But these cards were they were fine. And then I played 2 Zing Zenhus for some traps. Zing Zenhu was awesome. I love this card so much. Every time that I flip Zing Zenhu on someone, it like mentally destroys them. There's like, it makes people afraid to set multiples against you if you have a set card, because they don't know if it's another Zing Zenhu. The only time I saw this was against the Reason Gate player. It's like, I go first, I set it, they set like 2 cards, because they're typically setting like a Scapegoat and like something else, like a Jar of Greed, for example, and then you Zing Zenhu them, and it's like, you just like, it's very similar to just if you like Delinquent Duo'd them. This card was fantastic all day. Well, in the one time I saw it, but close enough. I didn't want to main deck Trap Dust Shoot. I wanted to side it. And the reason for that was just like, it's not really something that like I want to see in my main deck. If I'm going second, the card it's a card where you risk being dead in your main deck. This is another card where like the theory was very similar to like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, where like with mulch armies, if you're going first, you don't want to see your mulch armies. Same thing with Trap Dust Shoot. If you're going second, you don't want to see Trap Dust Shoot. You don't want to draw it late game where it doesn't do anything. It's just something that's like, oh, I can just side this in, and then I'm playing 3 of it, so I have a good chance of just opening it. And then you just Dust Shoot them in the early game, and hope you don't just draw the others. Next up was the 3 Minecons. This is just for any like flip deck. So that way I'm playing like 5 Noblemans effectively. I never really saw these. 1 Sword, 1 Smashing Ground. This was just like for aggro decks, so winning basically all day. And then this was just for like anytime that I was going second, it was just like a card I'd side in. It's another thing like the Kaiku and Wanghu, where I'm just like, I can just side this card in. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. It's not the end of the world. 2 creature swaps. This just so I can like swap away my Mystic Tomatoes. I think this came up once where like I swapped for like a Cyberstein, and then when Blade Knight attack over the Tomato summons Donzalug attacks, rips another card out of their hand. And speaking of Donzalug, I played 1 Mirror Wall. This card I really, really like. It's like a really, like, no one really expects it. It's a nice little like spice. And if you see it with like, you're going, because you side this card in when you go first. If you see it with like your Donzalug or Rhoda, you can Rhoda for the Donzalug, and then just like set a card, set the Mirror Wall. And if they attack into the Donzalug, you just like Mirror Wall whatever they're attacking, so that makes sure Donzalug deals damage, and then Donzalug rips a card out of their hand. It's super good. I like Mirror Wall quite a bit since I played it in my Donzalug deck. I believe like a month or 2 ago. That deck was so much fun. But yeah, that's my warrior deck profile. Again, I got second place with it. Shout out to 200 subscribers, by the way. Thank you so much. If you guys like this deck profile, let's try to get to 300 now, I guess. Leave a like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.